Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on our channel or our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 1 of 10 limited series from F.P Journe. This is the F.P Journe Tourbillon Souverain Labyrinthe dial, a timepiece 40mm in platinum with a manually engraved 18-karat rose gold dial. It exhausts superlatives. Let's start with the basics. 40mm in diameter, 10.5mm thick. It's actually relatively slim considering what's inside the case. 48.1mm lug-to-lug and 20mm between the lugs. Throw it on my 16cm circumference wrist. It is quite comfortable. Being 48mm lug-to-lug, it's not as broad as a 40mm watch could be, and being relatively flush with a domed bezel, it will slide easily underneath the cuff. I could recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5cm in circumference. Let's take a look at the hardware and the software. It has a navy blue alligator leather strap, which you can see features a semi-gloss, large rectangular scale pattern, a folded edge, a monotone stitch, and then you can see on the underside, this is a brand new F.P Journe factory strap. It's small round scale gator on the bottom, which is more expensive than calf but lasts longer, with pull tab spring bars so you can easily remove the strap without tools, and then a matching platinum pin buckle for quick adjustments. Note that the curved spring bars are used, so though the lugs are drilled close to the case for a better fit on small wrists, there's no impingement against the flank of the case thanks to the curved bars. Polished bezel case and case back, the mid case defined by the overlapping lip of the bezel in the case back with a curvature Calatrava style to the integrated lugs, but then they also turn down almost 90 degrees from the case band. Again, that's part of the key to the excellent fit of this watch. Turn it around to the crown side, you can see that double dimple knurled style crown characteristic of F.P Journe, and then on the dial things get a bit wild. You can see there are black polished nameplates up the top. F.P Journe, well, he invented and he made it. There's a 42-hour power reserve, also polished, and then there is mention of the remontoir d'égalité and dead second, which you would normally see at 6 o'clock, but this is sweep seconds because with 30 hours of power reserve or less remaining, the remontoir constant force device is deactivated to keep the watch running, and the deadbeat second becomes sweep seconds. Now I'm going to wind it up, and you'll see how past 12 hours remaining, once we get to 20 hours remaining, 10 hours remaining, or 0 hours since fully wound. Now we go to deadbeat second, and that is thanks to the remontoir d'égalité, which is the linear titanium spring on the back. You can barely see its motion, but it has a second pawl system that meets out 1 second bursts of energy from the mainspring to the escapement. So the mainspring never directly drives the tourbillon. The tourbillon is driven by the energy that passes through that 1 second spring and its separate escapement. 26 joules, all 18-karat rose gold, 42-hour power reserve, beaten away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, free sprung, adjusted in 6 positions, and with a rare for F.P Journe overcoil hairspring. This watch is designed to restore the original mission of the tourbillon, precision. Now you can see the tourbillon itself is beautifully rendered. It's a 1-minute tourbillon beaten away at 21.6, free sprung, black polished screws, and you can see that the filigree style wire carriage is also black polished, meaning it turns black at certain angles. There is a specular or mirrored finish, continuously rounded half bridge that mounts the upper bound of the tourbillon, and then you can see the steel bezel for the time in the tourbillon has been black polished in its own right with dial side black polished screws. You can see there are more screws fixing that 18-karat engraved dial to the movement itself. Now those screws were a pioneering design innovation of F.P Journe in the 90s, later copied by everyone. F.P Journe was the first with that evolution. You could see that this is the Labyrinthe dial. There's a frosted or chiseled pattern underneath overlapping spheres or overlapping arcs. This is different from the Regence Circulaire, which is a series of small overlapping circles. And again, only 10 of these were made with this particular case, this particular dial, so they are exceptionally rare. Deadbeat second, power reserve indicator, tourbillon regulator, constant force, What else could you want? Well, it's 30 meters water resistant, so it's not a sports watch for the water, but it is a timepiece you would wish to wear at all other times. Note that the power reserve works backwards. You see how much time since you wound the watch, and that's because this watch is designed to be F.P Journe's interpretation of a modern-day chronometer type watch. Vintage marine chronometers, or deck clocks on ships, had to be wound every 24 hours, exactly every 24 hours. So it was more important to know how many hours since the last winding than how many hours till it exhausted itself. As a result, you see 0 indicated when the watch is fully wound, as it has been 0 hours since the full winding of the timepiece. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.